All right, hi everybody, Ryan here again today. So, I've had a few issues, which I'll talk about towards the end of this video, with kind of business and what I want to do and what you can and can't do, I guess. So, I want to start this off talking about some stuff. If you're going to get into trucking, owner-operator, if you're going to get into owner-operator business, or if want to start some type of repair business or something like that on your property. I mean, I already knew this stuff up front, so I mean, it's not like a big surprise. I was just kind of hoping I could get away with a little bit more than what I probably should be. But so if you're going to buy a truck or you're looking to get into some kind of business, I mean, if you live, like we live like in a township, we don't live in the city limits or anything like that, or not in a development where there's a HOA or none of that stuff, which we have once before, and I'll talk about that here in a little bit. So you really, if you're in like a township like we are, you really need to talk to your zoning person, whoever's zoning officer or whatever, because there are some townships, cities, municipalities and all that, that actually can limit you from parking a commercial vehicle or a truck on your own property. And a lot of this stuff, it's complaint driven, which, that can be a touchy subject, I guess. So, because you never know. We've had a lot of changes out here. I mean, in the last probably 2 years, I think we've had four houses sell. I mean, the houses aren't too close here where we're at. I mean, my property is one of the biggest properties on this road. Everybody else has like maybe an acre, acre and a half, maybe 2 acres, and on this property I've got 5, so I'm a little bit more spread out, and I kind of have like a little farm setting type thing here. I mean, the other houses, they're, I don't know, maybe 200 feet apart or something like that, so it's not like a development, but kind of rural, suburban type area. So again, like I said, we fall under a township. So if you're thinking about buying a truck and you're gonna park it at your house, first of all, who are your neighbors? What kind of relationship do you have with them? I mean, is it good? Is it bad? I mean, is this person, if I'm not supposed to have a truck here, but I'm gonna do it anyways, are they gonna call in and complain about it? And, that type of thing. And then you never know when somebody's gonna sell their house and you're gonna get some new people like we have here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 right here that I know they've moved in the last under 2 years. And I don't know, it hasn't been too social, I guess. The one guy across the road, I've talked to him like 2 or 3 times, and the neighbor next door, he's okay. And one of the other people over here, I don't know, don't have a good vibe about them. So after we've only met them once, and the conversation was kind of weird. So I was reading, and I was on my research in this, and I actually found an article over in Pennsylvania where he had like a heating and cooling business or something, just had his little work truck. And I guess in the area he was at, you weren't allowed to run a business out of that type of way it was zoned, residential or whatever. You weren't supposed to be running a business off your property. So, and I guess somebody complained that he was parking his pickup truck there or whatever, and that they were getting packages like UPS and all that sent to the house. So I guess they cited him and they were fining him or whatever, and I guess they took it to the Pennsylvania Supreme Court or whatever high court is over there. And the court actually ruled against the guy because the fact that, they said if you're getting packages here for the business, then you're running a business here and parking his truck there. So I think he had to pay some fines and wasn't allowed to do that anymore. So in my case here, I bought another property down the road here, almost 2 acres, which I just do farming on it now. And I had originally bought that. I got it for a decent price. And I was going to buy that property to build like a pole building, big enough to get a truck and trailer into and do my services and stuff down there. And then, have a lot where I could park truck and trailer and all that. So I talked with our zoning guy after I'd already bought the property, and since it's owned residential and the property's non-buildable because I can't get a septic system on it, we don't have any city sewer or water down here. So I basically got left with a piece of property that is useless other than farming. Sorry about that, if you can hear that train whistle. So I can't do nothing with this property. I can't build a shop on it. I can't build a house on it because I can't build, well, I mean, the reason I can't build a shop on it is because you had, on a residential property here in my township, you have to have a house before you can build an accessory building. So I can't basically do anything with it. So it's really important, like I said, if you're in with HOAs, like we lived in we moved back here a year ago almost. We built a brand new house in a like subdivision development setting. When we originally bought it, I mean, it's a nice house, just really small lot, like a 1/4 acre lot over there. And there was an HOA, and they had, you know, all their rules and covenants, and they had the same thing, that you weren't allowed to run a commercial business out of your house. I mean, even, I've heard of people saying, like even working from home, like having a home office, you know, some HOAs, if somebody found out about it, they could actually come after you for that, even basically working from home. So I know there was a guy up the street, he worked for a heating and cooling, he had a little van that he parked like out on the street, and nobody ever said, I mean, for as long as we was there for 2 years, and nobody ever said anything to this guy. I mean, it was always that I know of. But I mean, if I was to park, you know, this truck out there or something like that, I'm pretty sure somebody would probably say something. So it's real important. Like I said, guys, if you're looking to get into trucking, to buying a truck, and you're going to park it and serve, I mean, there may be rules with some HOAs and some townships where you can't do automotive work, or they're working on, you know, change your oil or whatever. So there's something else with all the other things are getting into this business to look into, is like, okay, where are you gonna, I know I've talked about truck parking before, and building a, you know, driveway parking spot for my truck here, and how much it costs and all that. But it's really something you need to look at, you know, is, are you able to park your truck where you want to park it and able to work on it? So in my case here, I knew we was zoned residential agricultural. My big building, my Quonset building back there, behind the pickup truck. When I built that, I got an agricultural permit, zoning permit, which is a lot easier than getting a conventional residential or commercial building permit, because basically all the building codes you're exempt. So I mean, I didn't have to put in, you know, 36-inch footers. I mean, no inspections, you just kind of do whatever you want. So it made it a lot simpler. The problem with that is, if you're using it for something other than agricultural purposes, they can actually revoke your permit on the building. Then you have a building here without a permit, which makes it illegal. Then they can fine you for that, and they could make you tear it down, you know, or rack up a bunch of fines and foreclose on your property or something. So that's the other thing you got to look at too. I mean, what are your buildings? Because I actually had, we put the ends on this building 2 years ago, I believe, because it was just, you know, just a Quonset with no ends on it. It was just the roof, basically. And I had I had a camper trailer, 28-footer, that I had parked in here because I was winterizing it. I had it in here for like a week. And I actually got a certified letter from our zoning officer, you know, saying, oh, your building is zoned agricultural, and I drove by, or that he drove by, or somebody reported it. And, you know, said that you have to remove that out of that building within 24 hours, or they would, you know, start the process of revoking your permit. So obviously I had to pull it out and all that. So I mean, now I got doors, so you can kind of, you know, but if somebody knew that I was running a truck stop out of here, and you seen trucks coming, you know, parked in this building, and one of the neighbors took a picture or whatever, you know, you get in a lot of trouble. You know, and this is my house, so I don't want, you know, any issues. So kind of continuing where I was going with this. So I've started this, those of you that watch, I've started this mobile on-site service, and I did the mobile thing for the simple fact that, you know, I knew that I wasn't going to be able to do work here for the most part. So that's why I was mainly doing an on-site business, and I've had a lot of people contact me from all over the country, and I really appreciate it. People calling, you know, from California, New York, all over the place, wanting me to do work for them, a lot of bigger jobs. And unfortunately, I've talked to my neighbor next door, and I've had like some rumblings, people starting to talk about trucks coming. Oh, he's got all these trucks coming in here, and there's like different ones, and all it's gonna take is this one person to talk to the wrong person or say something, and it somehow gets around the zoning that I'm running, you know, a truck repair business out of my shop here or out the property. And because like I said, we're not zoned commercial. And I know originally before we started this mobile business, I had actually, there was a 5-acre property up here on State Route 14, like right on a major highway where trucks, run through 24 hours a day. It's a state highway, a pretty heavily traveled state highway. And it was actually zoned residential and commercial. And I was really, it was a decent price, a really good location right on the highway. And I called the same zone, it's in the same township, so it's the same zoning officer that I have for my area here. So I called him and asked him about it. Say, I'm looking to put it in a shop and have some truck parking and all that. And then he goes, well, it's not. They don't think they'd want me doing that there on that property. He said it's more of like for a strip mall or something like that. And I'm like, okay, so it's just. So that was the reason we started. We looked at a couple other properties. And now it's the same story, and then that's when we decided to, instead of investing in a property and trying to find the right place that's good for trucks, easy access, and that the officials are going to let me do what I want to do with the property that I buy. That's why we decided to go with this mobile business. So that's kind of where we're at now. And we're actually, I've had all these people calling, and I hate turning people down because I want the work, and I want to help people out, and because we're a lot cheaper than a lot of other people are, or most people are out there. So, I want the business, but yeah, I'm kind of stuck to like meeting people, like for stuff like that, meeting people in truck stops around the local area and stuff like that. When I set this up, I was kind of more looking for like people in the local area that come out to their house or their park location, and doing services and stuff like that on their property or their park location. But like I said, we've gotten a huge amount of calls with people out of state, like coming through that want stuff done, and unfortunately, I'm just not able to offer that right now. So until we find, we're looking at other options. Possibly looking at going to the next county over. I found a pretty decent sized property over there, and I've already actually talked to a realtor and talked to the zoning people there, and they seem to be fine with what I want to do, build a new house and build a shop and all that over there. So we'll see what happens. But like I said, if you guys are interested in those services, I know I'm getting off topic here, but it's going to be a little while before we get set up for stuff like that. But if you are in the local area and need some stuff done that could be done on the side of the road or at a truck stop somewhere or parking location, would be glad to help you with that. So moral of the story is, guys, if you're looking to buy a property and you already have a truck, really look into talk to zoning people and look at any rules or anything like that, because the worst thing would be you buy a property. If you're already an owner operator truck and you buy a property and you start parking your truck there, next thing you know, you got a zoning officer or HOA or something of that nature sending you a letter saying you can't park your truck there. Then it's like, okay, what am I going to do now? Because trucks aren't, especially if you got a trailer, you got to if you're taking a trailer home, truck and trailer, it's not the easiest thing to find a parking place for sometimes. So and again, like I said, if you're looking to get into a truck and you're looking at parking it at your house and you're in kind of a more residential type setting, or even not in some cases, I'd really check in to make sure you're going to be able to do what you want to do. Because there's a lot of areas, and like I said, guys, a lot of it's complaint driven. Usually somebody has to say something to somebody in order for you to get in trouble. You might go for 5 years, 10 years and be fine, and you get some new neighbors that move in and they don't like trucks and don't like what you're doing, or anyway, even with the whole cancel culture thing and all that these days, where it's easy to hide behind a phone or send an email or a text or something like that to somebody without even talking to you or man to man, face to face or whatever, and talking about an issue. People just just hit the cancel button. I'm gonna shut this guy down, just for whatever reason, not having anything to do with their truck. Maybe they just don't like you or don't like your grass or the color of your house. So we're gonna get this guy to where he's not supposed to be parking a truck there. So we're gonna make it a fact to end it. So anyways, guys, I've rambled on long enough here. So just want to put that out there to you. Like I said, you guys, new guys maybe coming into the business, or if you're looking to buy another house somewhere else and you're in trucking already, even if you're a company driver for that matter and you're parking your truck at your house, I'd really look into, like I said, if you're buying or whatever, to make sure you're going to be able to do what you're going to do and how you're, what kind of neighbors you have and all that. But like I said, you never know who you're going to, if somebody decides to put their house up and you got somebody new now. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for all the support. And like I said, I wanted to put that note out about the business that, like I said, I really can't offer any in-shop type of services right now. I've had a couple of people come in and out here, but it's just been, like I said, I'm starting to get some little rumblings kind of behind my back here, and I don't want to shake the boat too much and cause any issues at this point for myself and the family here. So, but again, guys, thanks for all the support. Like I said, all those phone calls we've gotten from people across the country, I appreciate all that, and hopefully we'll be able to accommodate some people here in the coming months once we do some switching around with properties and all that, because I've got a couple properties over here we're going to sell, and like I said, looking to go to a bigger property and set something up nice to where we can have a lot more capabilities. So again, guys, thanks for watching, thanks for all the support, and like I said, subscribe if you haven't already, hit the bell for the updates, like the video, comment and all that stuff, and again, if you're interested in the farm stuff, check out our farming channel. We always leave a link for that in the descriptions as well. So if you're interested in tractors, animals, farming, all that good stuff, so check that out as well. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.